Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a puzzle from one of the great names of Sudoku today, Thomas Snyder. Well, I was going to say self-styled Dr. Sudoku, and many people who self-style themselves Dr. something have no right to that title. I think Thomas has done enough postgraduate education that he probably is a PhD, although I don't have chapter and verse on that, but he is nonetheless a very important figure in Sudoku. Not only have we apparently very slightly misrepresented what we term Snyder notation, which he developed to solve Sudokus quickly, but he was in the first ever World Sudoku Championship final. He won the next two World Championships. He has been setting puzzles for many years and is a theorist and absolute genius, and a very good fellow to boot as well. I have met him at a number of World Sudoku Championships, and he's good company too. So he's over there on GM Puzzles. Do check that out if you wish. We've also, but the point today is that he is very keen to note Tau Day. We sometimes note Pi Day, which is 3/14 in the American nomenclature. That is the 14th of March. So because 3.14 begins pi, that is Pi Day. Well, today is the 28th of June, 6/28, and that is therefore Tau Day. 6.28 is pi times 2, and a lot of mathematicians prefer that as the main irrational constant, or the more important irrational constant at least, than pi, because it simplifies. I guess this is why they prefer it, because it simplifies the ratio between the radius and, between the diameter and circumference. Hang on, between the radius and the circumference of a circle. Yes, you don't have to say 2 pi r, you can just say tau r. And that's probably why the title of this puzzle is because 2 pies are better than 1. Or that may be because Thomas prefers eating 2 pies to 1. I don't know. Anyway, we will look at this puzzle in a moment. It's always good to have the great and the good on the channel. Now, first of all, coming up in 3 days' time, the regeneration pack of Sudoku Worms on Patreon. A 6 puzzle series, and we ask you to check it out and have a go at regenerating our worm, basically. You'll see what I mean when you get the pack. And you have to solve 6 Sudokus too. Now, that's coming up. There's also other stuff on Patreon, like crosswords and connection videos. There are many things on our apps that are relevant to today's puzzle. So we have Thermo Sudoku, we have Arrow Sudoku, and of course we have the latest Fog of War Sudoku. They're all different apps, and there's the worms in our latest release. Currently, James Sinclair and Marty Sears, others to come. Do check those out. SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD's on the links under the video as well. But the first link is to this puzzle, which features a couple of arrangements of pi, and the light blue in the cells. Don't worry if you can't see it, because it's not relevant to solving the puzzles. It is just for cosmetic purposes to show the 2 pi's. We obviously also have 314 and 628 in the puzzle. And clearly Thomas has worked very hard to get these in, and a sort of symmetrical disposition of arrows and thermos. It's brilliantly worked, and the rules very straightforward. Normal Sudoku rules apply: 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. Along an arrow, digits add up to the number in the circle. Along a thermometer, digits must increase from the bulb. That's it. Nothing else to learn about how the puzzle works. Give it a try. I'm going to start. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button again. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Okay, so. Let's start with this thermo, because the bulb is not a 1. So I'm going to fill in 2, 3, and 5. It can't be 4 because there's a 4 in the box. Why have I not gone above 5? I'm even going to remove 5 in a moment, but the reason was because there's 4 more cells on these vertical thermos. And in theory, they could be 6, 7, 8, 9. In practice, they couldn't for 2 reasons. One is that that given 6 means neither of those digits can be 6. And the other, perhaps more, doesn't even need the given. They couldn't both be 6. They would both have to be greater than 5. So that wouldn't work. So this is 2 or 3. And now, even now, these are a bit constrained. So if I was just ignoring the givens, I would fill in 3, 4, 5, and 6 as possibilities. But this one sees 3 and 6. This one sees a 4. What does this mean? What does this mean? Okay, I can at least... No, that's not... Oh, there's no 8 allowed in this box. So that is 5 or 6. This is 6 or 7. That's 7 or 9. We were down to 2 possibilities for each cell. I guess, well, I'm never afraid to do a bit more pencil marking than others would do. Oh, that can't be 6, obviously, because it sees the 6. Now, we can't have a 4 in this column, but we don't have that restriction on 8s. So unfortunately, there are a few more possibilities than in the other column. I think we can pencil mark it up like that. This one can't be a 4 or a 6. So I think that's the full pencil marking of this thermo, and I'm sorry if my doing full pencil marking disappoints you. Oh, this 3-cell arrow adds to that digit, and that means this has a minimum of 6, but it can't be 6 or 8. So that's 7 or 9. I'm also going to rule out 7, because that would require 1, 2, 4 on the arrow, and that would clash with the given 2. So this is a 9. That hasn't affected either of the strands of my pie. Do we know about this? Not really. It can't be a 3, because that neither of those cells could have a 2 in. No, I don't. Oh, we know about this arrow because it doesn't have a 2 in. There are 3 ways in 3 cells you can make up 9. 1, 2, 6. This is with 3 different cells. 1, 2, 6 and 2, 3, 4. Those are both ruled out by this 2. So this is a 1, 3, 5 triple. Now we know a bit about this. It is 4, 7 or 8. That's not really a lot to know about it. 4 is possible with a 1, 3 pair here. Okay, I'm going to move up to this because maybe the arrows are even more helpful. Right, these 3, again, 3 different digits on an arrow are going to force this to be at least a 6. Now, what else have we got going on? No digits are... Well, this can't be a 1, 3, 5 because that would break that cell. The only way this arrow doesn't have a 2 on it, I can calculate, is if it's 1, 3, 4, and that's an 8. I don't really know how to go about either pencil marking or filling in these digits. Okay. I was going to speculate on where 9, 8, 7 go in column 2, but there are some candidate cells more than 2 for 8 and 7, unfortunately. Is that worth thinking about for column 4? 9 clearly must go in one of those 3 cells, which is either going to rule 9 out of there or out of there. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's have a look at this column, which has got a certain amount of population in it. Ah, right. This thermo can't begin with a 1. So by the time you get to this cell, you're at least 2, 3, 5, because that can't be a 4. So these digits are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is forming a quintuple of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the column, which makes this digit a 3. That puts 2 in my bulb. Now, again in this column, we need a 2, that's there now, and we need a 1, which goes there. Yeah, that was interesting. We're going to get a 2 in one of these cells and a 1 in one of these. Now, this digit now that we've got that 2, this is at least a 4. So 4, 5 or 6, 5, 6 or 7, this can't be 5, this can't be 6. Now there's only one candidate cell for 5 in this column, and that's here. And that means this strand of pi that it's looking at has to be a 6, which completes that. That takes some of the possibilities out of these, and once that's 7 or 8, this can't be 8. Oh, it never could be 8, given the given. The things I end up saying, very worrying. Right, this is the only place for 9 in the column, and it turns out column 8 has been absolutely crucial to our endeavours. 9, 2, 1 there, we need a 3 in one of those cells. That's probably not very interesting. This 7, 8 pair might be difficult to get any traction from. Where do we go next, I wonder? No. 6, 7, 9, 8. So everything else in this box is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yet again, Mark's predilection for pencil marking takes over. Right, I have seen, oh no, I thought I'd seen something. Again, 9, 8, 7, 6 in this row means everything else in the row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one can't be 1 or 2. This one can't be 2, and it can't be 1, 3, 5. So that is a 4, and that's a surprising digit to find. It takes 4 out of those cells. It takes 4 out of this circle. Now, what is this going to be? This is 1, 3 or 4, and that is 7 or 8. The difference between them is at least 3, and it can't be 2 or 3. So this digit is at least 4. What can we go up to? 4, 5, oh, maybe even 7. And now I'm looking at these two. They could be a 4-4 pair. Could they actually add up to 7? Yes, if they were a 4-3 pair. Bother. Right, 4, 1, 3, 5. These are, oh, that is 7 or 8. It can't be 6. We found 6 in box 7. That 7-8 pair leaves a 9 in one of these cells. Now, has it done anything for these arrows up at the top? That one can't be 1, 3, 4 now, but it was the other arrow that I was trying to stick a 2 on, to no particular purpose or profit, I imagine. Now, there's a 2 in this row in one of those cells. I don't know, actually. Now, could that really be a 6? I'm sure we could rule that out. These would both be 1, 2, 3s. And this would have to be a 1, 2, 4, 5 quad. I don't know, actually. 6, 2, 3. We still need a 1 in row 6 somewhere. 3, 6, 7, 9. I'm not sure what's going on in this column. Oh, this digit sees quite a few Sudoku digits. Has to be 4, 5, or 8. But this one has to be 5, 6, or 7, therefore. And now this is an 8. Excuse me 1 second. Right, sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Just got this 8. That wasn't gonna do anything with this 5, 6, or 7. Let's just have a look in this column. There's quite a few high digits. 3, no, it's not quite enough, is it? No, I don't think so. Okay, how do we use the 8 and the 3? I don't... Oh... 9 in this... 9 in this row is simple. 9 there says no to 9 there. 9 here says no to 9 there. The arrows say they can't have a 9 on, and 9 is just in the circle, which was annoyingly predictable. Now, I mean, interestingly, it does tell us that these cells add up to 18, because these are each a 1-9 pair. There are 4 1-9 pairs in Sudoku digits. So these are another set of 1-9 pairs. That's interesting. The 7 and 8 must go, 7 or 8 must go with a 1 or 2, which can't go in those cells, so must go there. And the 5, 6 or 7 must go with 4, 3 or 2 in that cell to make another 9 pair. That must be 3 or 4, so that can't be 7. And that is working on the thermo to reduce the options there slightly. That was very weird. Haven't really seen anything like that going on at all before. Just because that's one pair, that's another pair, there must be 2 pairs within these cells making 9, and we worked out that one of them is there and the other one is there. Very strange. Right, let's have a look up this column. 4 and 5 in this column are in these cells, so that's not a 5. Can this really be a 7? Let's ponder that with a 1 and an 8. Actually, well, it's relatively plausible. Is that a 7 or an 8? If that isn't a 7 or an 8, that is a 7 or an 8 in column 2. Because 7 and 8 can't go on these strands. Oh, well, I can place 9 in this box because that can't be on the strand either. Right. So now this cell is not a 9. One of these two is a 9. This isn't giving up, is it? Not at all. And you wouldn't expect it. Now, this digit, right. When we make up any Sudoku number with 3 different digits, we must use 2 digits from 1, 2, 3 in those. Because even if you're going to 9, the maximum Sudoku digit, you can't do it by using 2 digits that are higher than 3. 4, 5 plus 1 equals 10. This digit sees 1, 2 and 3. So that is not 1, 2 or 3. So on this bit of arrow, the 1, 2 and 3 digits are here and here. This one can't be 3. So that's a 1, 2 pair now. This one is also 1, 2 or 3. Now, with a 1, 2, 3 used up in this box, that pair has to be 4, 5. And now we get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. Okay, over here we're going to have either a 7, 2 or a 1, 8 pair. Now that's a 4, 5 pair. This digit becomes a 6. And now this strand has to be 6, 1, 2. Now I can take 1 out of that cell and 1, 2 out of this. Now, taking 1 out of that cell allows me to remove 7 from this one. We're looking either at 3 plus 4, 3 plus 5, or 4 plus 4. Can't really do much with that. But I've also got a 3, 4, 5 triple in column 4. So these are a 9, 7 pair. And now this digit can't be 9 or 7 and is 8. We've reduced it down 1 by 1 to that. This can't be 8. We've also got a 4, 5 pair in this row. We're going to have to fill a 1 in it, and that goes in there. Now, what is this? This is 3, 4 or 5, because it can't be 1 or 2 or 6 even. That can't be 4. This can't be 1. Oh, that's now a 1, 2, 4, 5 quad. So this is a 3, 6 pair. No 3 is down here. 7 needed in the column and in the box, and there it goes. This thermo's not resolving itself. That's not a 3, I suppose. Still not there. Right, we need a 9 in one of these cells. Not very helpful. We now need a 6 in column 3. That is helpful. There it is. This cannot be a 6th, well, we said it's a 7-8 or a 1-2 pair. Can I rule out 1 or 2 from this cell? Because it would break this. I don't think I can. Okay, what I can do is say that there is no 6. Ah, I can actually. No, I can't. I'm so confused. I can't. I thought I was going to get a quintuple of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this column. But I know that these cells are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're not, okay, they're not 1, 2, 6, because none of them can be a 6. They're not 1, 3, 5, because it would break that. There's only one other way to make up the 9, and that is 2, 3, 4. So these are a 2, 3, 4 group. And that ought to do something in the column. It doesn't really. Or does it? 2, 3, 4, 9, 6. This one can't be a 5. I mean, it really doesn't resolve it. 1, 7 or 8 there. It can't be an 8 because this can't be a 1 because of that. So we're down to 2 possibilities there and 2 here, which are 5 and 7. Oh, that can't be a 4 because of this. I have a feeling I am just monkeying around like a numbskull at the moment. If these are from 3, 4, 5, 7, why are we not forming some sort of quad, quint or sextuple here? Because we're just not. Oh, 2, oh no, I was going to add that up and make that a 6. The thermos are not adding machines. They don't do that. Right, this row, 7, 8 pair in it. 6, 5. These are from 1, 3, 4, 9. No. We know there's a 3 there. The 3 in box 1 must be in one of those 2 cells. Again, it doesn't really help. This is putting up a fight, this puzzle. Do I colour my 1s and 2s? Is that of any interest? I'm just missing one thing somewhere. I know you can probably see it. You're a bit smarter than me. 1 and 2 are both in those cells. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I can't see what the next step is. Oh, please don't make me pencil mark everywhere. I'll feel very foolish if I do that. Right. Got it. Where's 8 in this column? Well, no, I haven't got it because I should have allowed 8 to be in that cell. That was just poor pencil marking. So that was not the got it moment at all. My sincere apologies to all who were misled by that pencil mark and were shouting at me about 8 in the column. There's basically a 1, 5, 7, 8 quad in the column, and that's how I should have marked it. So that wasn't it. 4, 1, 2, 3. That can't be 6. I couldn't see that 6 because of the colour of the thermo, I think. So 6 is in one of those 2 cells. It doesn't, again, it doesn't feel very interesting to have marked it. 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 7. This is 4, 5 or 8. This could be an 8. In fact, 8 in box 1 is in one of those 2. And they look at that cell. Oh, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it then? That becomes a 7. Well, I said pretty straightforward when I thought that 8 was going to give me this arrow, but it doesn't yet. It does remove 8 from that cell after all, so the pencil marking was okay. As it turns out, just by chance. It wasn't actually right as pencil marking, it just turned out that 8 wasn't a candidate there in the end. 9. So these are from 2, 3, 8, 5. Right. That does make this a 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 quintuple. Or, to put it rather better, where does 1 go in this box? Has that been available for ages, or did I just put that 1 in? That's been available for ages. That's what you were shouting at me. Didn't hear it. That's a 1. There we go. That is now 8 on the arrow. This is a 2 by Sudoku. That's a 1. This is 2. Here we go. That 2 looks at this cell and sorts out 3, 4, 2. We've got a 7 to put in this box, then 5 and 3. This is a 5 to complete the column. 4, 8, 7 all just fall out like clockwork, as does 8 at the bottom of the grid. This has become a 5. This has become a 7. That looks at the 9, 7 pair. That looks at the 9 here. That places 9 in the box below, box 9 itself. This digit is not an 8, and therefore the 8 in that column is there. The last 8 in the grid is in box 4. This is part of a 4, 5 pair. This is therefore part of 2 and 9, which are resolved. That was probably... No, it wasn't the last 2 in the grid. We've got a couple left to do. 5, 6 and 7. So that's 5, that's 6, that's 7 in box 6. 6 and 3 are done now. They can't have a 2, so they go 1. Oh, I've got a deadly pattern on 4 5s that's going to be resolved by this arrow. 1, 2, 4 down here. That now has to be 3. That's 7. That goes across and does 3 and 1. That goes across and makes this 2. And this central digit in the row is a 5. Let's look at the top of the grid and get 4. That's going to sort out a 1 here and a 2 at the bottom, the last 2 finally. This is not, this is a 4 in fact. That's a 3 on the arrow, and as well as letting us complete the last corner, that 3 lets us solve the deadly pattern. And there we go, 5s and 4s resolved, and 2 pies are better than 1. There's a congratulatory message. Besides cats or dogs, spaces or tabs and such, I do include towel pie in my list of possible preferences to ask about, says Thomas. This gift was made for Philip Neumann because you can't spell Philip without using P and I twice. Very good, Thomas. And there we go. That is because 2 pies are better than 1, and a great puzzle for Tau Day. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.